You a WNBA breakdown for today's playoff slate. I'm gonna be real and honest with you. I halfway didn't even want to do this anymore, especially after seeing the fact that they robbed. AT was robbed, like point blank. ... Period. AT was robbed. Oh, my mic is working, by the way, because I did just hook this up. Hold up. Yeah, no. AT was robbed. There's no way that you don't make her MVP. Doesn't make any sense. Tweet this out real quick. I'm just setting this stuff up, guys. In all honesty, I just straight up hopped on after I seen that news. I just got back to the house. I want to go ahead and get this stuff out to you guys, especially after that bullcrap announcement of who we really just gave MVP to, because honestly, just didn't make any sense. Be very truthful. None of that made any sense. There's no way that you can take and look at a player that just had a very down season. Hold on. But yeah, a player that had a very down season and Breanna Stewart. Obviously, if you watch the WNBA, you follow WNBA, you've been with it, all that stuff. Then you understand, this season was a very down season for Breanna Stewart by her standards and what she's done this whole time she's been in Seattle, playing alongside Grace Sue Bird, Jewel Lloyd, all that over there that they have in Seattle. Comes over here to a stacked team, is playing with this stacked team of Sabrina Ionescu, who's been in and out of the lineup, out here and there, blase, so on and so forth. Courtney Vandersloot, all-star point guard in her own right, can set up, so on and so forth. Jonquel Jones, especially who turned it up towards the end of the season, who in my right, and who I seen, because I watched a lot of the games, Jonquel Jones was more of the better player between the two, between her and Stewie, especially towards the latter half of the season when they finally were giving Jonquel the minutes. Point blank period. You can't tell me that the player who, had 6 triple-doubles this season, averaged a double-double on the season, saw improvement for their offense, everything, defense, all of that, playmaking, everything. I want to say she was top 3 in assists for the season as a forward, as a big out here doing stuff that you see a guard do. On top of that, just everything that she brought to that. Her team made it top 3 in the league, brought her team to the playoffs as the number 3 seed. You're going to tell me seriously she's not what you would call a MVP. Now, I've seen the scoring breakdown, which to me, the scoring breakdown, the way that they did it is what helps to justify that you gave it to Breanna Stewart. Because, of course, when you look at it, it shows that technically AT, she got more first place votes. She had 23 first place votes. Breanna Stewart had 20. It was the second place votes that screwed her over. In second place, she got 12. Breanna Stewart got 23. A'ja Wilson got 25. She got the short end of the stick at the second place vote. Third place votes, which still just ridiculous. Third place vote, she got 25. Breanna Stewart got 17. A'ja got 17. And whoever the hell voted A'ja Wilson for fourth place votes needs to be smacked upside their damn head. How the hell you gonna put A'ja Wilson as damn fourth? You just ain't watched. You didn't watch shit this season is what that is right there. Nothing. Not a damn thing. That's just stupid as hell. But she got robbed with the second place voting. That's what really screwed her over. The fact that they put Breanna Stewart, which again, A'ja Wilson played better than Breanna Stewart throughout the season. All of Breanna Stewart's big games that she had, all of those were against not even blowout, freaking bottom lottery teams were the only teams that she beat. She struggled against the top teams in the league. So how is it that you can tell me that this player really deserved to be the MVP when AT honestly didn't falter? She's played great against everybody throughout the season. All right, but that's my high horse right there. What's up, Ace? Yeah, we're gonna find some value on DraftKings. Honestly, I'm gonna be breaking down the slate, going over it with you guys. I looked a little bit, didn't look too deep. I paid attention and I watched the Dallas Wings when we played the Aces. Of course, being Dallas fan, I am going to watch that game, watch it very closely. I did miss quite a bit of the first game, but still, seeing some shenanigans happen inside that game. They got their behinds whooped. New York got their behinds whooped in that first game. AT turned up in that game. Where was your MVP in that game? Non-existent, null and void, not there, gone, disappeared, shrunk to the moment, just like she did when they played up against Washington Mystics in the first game. This is sad. We're really just sad. Robbery at its finest. All right. Let me get this stuff pulled up for you guys. Let's go ahead. Let's share the screen. We're gonna go over some prize pick stuff as well. As you guys know, today is Taco Tuesday. Right now, they got Kevin Gooseman, 6.5 pitcher strikeouts. Any of my MLB heads, tell me in the chat if this is a good taco to take. I think he's what, 3? Yeah, he's 3 out of his last 5 for going over this with 10-5, 10-5, 7. So let me know if I'm gonna add this into my 6-pick, 5-pick slip for today. And yeah, we're gonna rock and roll and we're gonna get this thing started, man. That's crazy. How'd you guys do on the Sunday slate? How'd you guys do? I know I didn't get anything out on the Sunday slate. I put the notes up on the community tab. So if you guys aren't subbed, make sure you guys subscribe because I do put nuggets and stuff on that community tab whenever I don't have the time to really get stuff out on a stream or something like that. I know BK himself, he did a spaces on Twitter. So if you were able to tune into that, I did pop into that for a little bit and we talked a little bit going over stuff. So hopefully you guys did do on Sunday. It wasn't too bad, pretty decent, I think, for the slate wise, especially from the stuff that BK talked over. All right, so going over injury news, pretty much no injury news for none of these teams except for the fact that Candace Parker, of course, she is still out. So same starting lineups for all teams, nothing new, nothing crazy. Nobody got injured in that first game, first round, boom, boom, boom. Going over to DraftKings, looking at it. Well, let's look at the totals real quick. We got a 161.5 total with the New York Liberty are favored in this game. After they just got their behind spanked in the first game, they are favored in this game. In the second game, we got a 176 total with, of course, the Las Vegas Aces. They are for sure a 10.5 favorite, which for the most part in that game, I will say that the Dallas Wings, they hung in there. They hung in there for a good portion of it, but then it was, of course, the third quarter, it really got away from them. And it was to a couple of factors, which I'll hammer that when we get to that game. But that was one that I felt like we kind of had to win game 1 if we really wanted to have a chance in the series. So going into the second game, it's going to be a little bit tougher for us, a little bit tougher. All right, so going over here, first game on the slate, Connecticut Sun taking on the New York Liberty. I'm gonna tell you right now, narrative straight out the gate, I'm going to play AT in at least one line. I gotta have AT, especially after being snubbed today, after all the talk leading up to this, all this time. Anyway, I'm gonna go at AT. I see no reason not to. I keep looking this way. My camera is right here in front of me. Let me move my camera to where it normally is at because I keep looking this way. So I'm looking like I'm looking out the side of the. All right. But anyway, AT, I see no reason not to go to AT here in this spot. I know that she had a mid-level subpar first game. Went out there. She played 40 minutes the whole game. Only gave us 34.25 fantasy points in that game. But still, nonetheless, of course, I'm playing with the narrative street. I'm playing that maybe she might go out here and drop a triple-double. That is not going to excuse the fact that this is still technically a tough matchup for AT going up against Jonquel Jones and Brianna Stewart because they are a big front court. They do have the size on her, and it's just going to depend. Are we going to see AT drive to the hole, get Jonquel into foul trouble? Jonquel Jones did call out the refs in that last game, and we've seen it with an example of Elena Deladon. She called them out earlier in the season, and you know what happened? She had some pretty bad games. I want to say 3 games in a row. The refs were blowing a lot of whistles on her, calling her out for fouls. So maybe we might see the same thing. AT can get Jonquel into some foul trouble. And then if they put Dolson out there, that's barbecue chicken. AT should be able to cook Dolson no matter what out there if they do that. But at least one line with AT, I'll still say she is in a tough matchup for her out here in the spot. DeWanna Bonner, Rebecca Allen, Tiffany Hayes, Heidemann, all of them, I do have some interest in, especially Especially. I want to say that someone inside of our Space Talks, they put me on Rebecca Allen last time, and they were correct. Her length and what she can go out there and do, she can disrupt Sabrina, which she actually went out there and did. 2 blocks, 2 steals, and dropped 18 points, 36.75 fantasy points. Now, I'm going to say we seen this in the first game going up against the Minnesota Lynx. She did the exact same thing pretty much. 41 fantasy points with 15 points, 4 steals, 2 blocks, 6 assists, 3 rebounds, 6 rebounds. So 3 assists, 6 rebounds. So I'm going to temper my expectations, but I do not actually mind playing Rebecca Allen here in the spot, especially if Lane is going to go out there and be barbecue chick and not really do too much. And really, we've seen Allen. She's kind of kept them steady until DeWanna Bonner comes on, which she normally does in the second half of the game, which she actually did here in this last game. Second half of the game, she really got hot cooking, dropped 41.25 fantasy points, 39 minutes out there. I really don't feel like they have anybody that can truly defend Bonner unless they're going to actually stick Stewie on a Bonner or something like that. Other than that, they really ain't got too much to defend her because Laney, she could try, but half the time, Bonner, she knows how to sell and get the fouls. That's one of those things that Bonner's really good at, is selling to get fouls. Sabrina, you're not going to defend little skinny behind DeWanna Bonner. Sloot, hell no. Like, that's not happening. Tiffany Hayes, I know she's still dealing with that knee and stuff. She still went out there, got 5 personal fouls, 23 minutes, dropped 23.75 fantasy points. GPP option, but I do like Heidemann. I was on Heidemann last game. I ended up looking at the numbers, and it's one of those uncomfortable, but you kind of should play it. And we've attacked New York continuously throughout the season with opposing guards. Heidemann, nonetheless, went out there, dropped 12 points, 4 assists, 2 rebounds, and a block. Beautiful. Great stat line. Played 33 minutes. I like that. Especially considering still Tip Hayes, she's still dealing with that knee. Can get herself in foul trouble. I don't mind going right back to Heidemann here in the spot. And then if I'm messing around with anyone from the bench, you guys already know Harrison, Carrington, both of them are in play. Right now, Carrington has dropped lower than Harris simply because she didn't get the minutes and she's been looking too bad. I know she is still dealing with that foot injury, so I think that's going to take a little bit of consideration of who I'm going to go with. It will be Harris off the bench if I am looking for that value, but 10,000%. If I'm going to go with any of them, it is going to be Heidemann simply because she's 200 more than Harris. I know she's going to start. She's going to play the minutes, and she's going to be out there at 5,700. I will go right back to that, and I will take that. So summarize it real quick for the Sun. A-team, GPP play, you can definitely go with it, but she does have the tougher matchup out of everybody. Bonner, love her, don't mind her. Really don't feel like anyone can match up to her. If you're going to fade Bonner, don't mind going to Rebecca Allen. She's in a good spot. She can also play ball out. The steals, the block upside is there for her. Hayes, GPP option, would rather come down and play Heidemann if I'm going to play any of those guards right there. All right, going over to the New York Liberty side with the fake MVP, Breanna Stewart. She did not look good in that first game. They were physical. They were bothering her. And honestly, I will say she missed some shots that she would normally make. She shot 0 of 8. Ooh, pause. Backtrack. I forgot to go over some props. My bad, guys. I don't have BK here to keep me straight. He always brings up the props whenever he does his breakdown. All right, so looking over here, straight up, if I'm expecting a very aggressive game from AT, I actually don't mind going straight over to her points, rebounds, and assists. 8 points in the first half. I would definitely be taking the over on that. Again, these are GPP options, anything that I take for AT, because I do feel like it's just the narrative that I'm going with for her. I like it. But points for AT, I'm gonna mess around, have that, and I'm also gonna go back to a one prop that was really I'm just here so Zoe can confirm all my priors. I got you, bro. I got you. Hey, go back to Satu. Go back to Satu, Dan, because she let us all down in that last game. And she was honestly the reason why we lost that game to the extent that we did, because she could not get going. It was bad. It was bad. But all right, props wise, AT, I don't mind going back to her points and assists. We already know that she's going to get those assists. She's going to be dishing those dimes. Points and assists, I think she might be a little bit more aggressive scoring wise. Granted, what worked for them in the first game, she might not need to, but still, points and assists, very solid one. And then also just her assist period, they got it sitting at 8.5. In that first game, she dropped 10 assists. That's another one I don't mind going to. Let me see. Do they have DeWanna Bonner's 3-point attempts up? They got DeWanna Bonner's 3-point attempts sitting at 7.5. That's a GPP option. Don't mind actually going to that. And let me see if they actually have Rebecca Allen. They will not give us Rebecca Allen's rebounds, man. I've been wanting Rebecca Allen's rebounds for a minute, and they will not give it to us. Fuck. Yo, that 2.5 blocks and steal, that's a trap. I'm not even going to cap. That's a trap. Damn, I really wanted Rebecca Allen's rebounds. That's one I've been wanting, but they will not give it to us. Fantasy score, that's a little bit iffy. It's right there to where it's can get you a little bit uncomfortable. Points, rebounds, and assists, I'm not even gonna mess with it. If you take anything for Rebecca Allen, take her fantasy points if you're gonna mess with that. But all right, going out here to New York side, Breanna Stewart. They took a lot of shots that they just missed. She dropped 19 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 blocks. Decent stat line for her all around. You can definitely go here if you want to, especially if you're going to believe the hype, believe the narrative, back and forth. But I would much rather just come down and play Jonquel Jones. Of course, a little bit cheaper, but also pretty much she has right around that safe floor. Her floor for what she can give you at her price tag is pretty much exactly what Stewie can give you. I'd rather just play Jonquel Jones. The matchup is much better for her anyway. Double in all 3 of her games, all last 3 of her games that she's played in the playoffs, all 3. I don't mind going to that. 11 rebounds, 14 points. Definitely will be taking Jonquel Jones, her rebounds, that prop, and also her defensive rebounds. Those 2 props were 2 of my favorite props that were up on the board already for the day. Definitely will make their ways into my slip. But yeah, Jonquel Jones, love going right back to her. Sabrina Ionescu, they really got up in her ish. Like I said, Rebecca Allen defended her very well and makes stuff difficult for her. I'm not going to mess with going with Sabrina today. I'm going to go right back to Courtney Vandersloot, which I don't understand why she got pulled. She was the most productive player that was playing in the game, but for some reason got pulled in the 4th quarter. If anyone's seen anything in regards to injury or something like that, I did not see anything of the sort, but I'm going to go right back to Sloot. She's actually played the Connecticut Sun very well this season, pretty decent games, and has kept them afloat. 30 fantasy points in 28 minutes. I like that. That's pretty much a fantasy point per minute. The assist, it should have hit. She technically hooked because she was sitting at 7.5 in that last game. I'll go right back to that. And then the field goals made, she hooked that as well. I want to say, let's see, what do they have? Sloot. They got it at 3.5. I'll take the over on the field goals made because that's just one of those where she should have hit it. She only took 5 shots, and if she would have actually played into the 4th quarter, which I still don't understand why the hell she only played 28 minutes. That's really weird. But I'll go right back to Sloot. If she's going to actually get her normal shot attempts that she would actually get, I feel like she would actually hit that, no doubt. And then looking at what she's done going up against them, very sure she's hit this. Let's see, 5, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I don't see any reason not to go right back to that prop anyway. She's cleared it all throughout the season. So going right back to Courtney Vandersloot, Betnijah Laney, this is going to be your GPP option right here for a fact. She's coming off of a bad game. 32 minutes, only gave you 7 fantasy points, 1 of 9 from the field goal, 0 of 3 from 3. You know she's going to come out there with some vendetta-ish, trying to go out there and show last game was a fluke. Is going to go out here and actually try to play. We know for a fact whenever everyone else is stumbling, bumbling, and can't do shit, Laney is normally the one that will keep them afloat. I do not mind going to Laney as a pivot off of Sloot or something like that, because I do feel like this is now she's going to be lower owned, considering, like I said, she's just going out there, only gave us 7 fantasy points when she was pretty steady, especially in the playoffs, 31, 27 fantasy points in those 2 games going up against Washington. No reason not to go right back to it. Try it again. Gives you some savings. It lets you get a little bit different because, again, I just feel like she'll be lower owned. So Laney and Jonquel Jones would be my 2 I would take if I'm like trying to be GPP-ish. For cash games, I'll go Sloot and Jonquel Jones as my 2 right there. Breanna Stewart, of course, she's going to get that ownership like she always does because no one is ever fearful of her. They always want that floor games. And for some reason, whatever reason, Jonquel Jones is always lower on 1.5 3-point made. I'm seeing a lot of people on this prop right here. I understand it, but she's been cold in the playoffs. She has not been clearing her 3-pointers at all. You could take a risk on it. And all honesty, I would probably rather just take maybe something like, where's the misses? Field goals, misses. Oh, field goals, misses. They got her at 10. I'll take Sabrina's at 8. I'll definitely take that because we already know Sabrina, she can't buy a bucket to save her life right now. But another prop that you could actually take for Jonquel Jones is going to be her field goal made as well. It was at 5 earlier. I would have taken this at the 5. 5.5, that's just a little bit risky. I'd rather just go ahead and take the defensive rebounds, which is sitting at 7. She cleared that last game, and then also her regular rebounds, they got it sitting at 10. She cleared that as well last game. So I would actually rather take those rebounds for Jonquel Jones. That is my favorite prop of the day. That is my play of the day. Prop of the day is Jonquel Jones rebounds or defensive rebounds. Love both of those. All right, going over to my Dallas Wings. We tried to play the Aces game the way the Aces play the game. We tried to play the Aces how the Aces play. And you cannot play the Aces how the Aces play. One of the things that they stressed in a lot of the interviews, the Aces, all of them said the same thing. They play with size. They crash the glass. We have to stop them from getting the offensive putbacks. That's what we have to do. We were doing that in the first half, and we were honestly killing them. We were in the game. We were playing very well. The moment that we went away from that and tried to play small, tried to match up with them in that size, and of course, I know Tierra McCown, she got into foul trouble. Kalani Brown came in. She picked up some ticky-tackies, was just doing a little bit too much as well out there. That's what messed us up. That's okay. I understand that. Of course, also Satu not being able to get going, that messed her. That honestly really just messed up the team, because if Satu can come out and knock down a couple of shots, go ahead and do everything else, it's going to be okay. It's going to be great. Yeah, she went out there. She dropped 39.75, but it took a minute for Satu to get going. It took forever for her to actually get anything to fall. And it was at one point she was just jacking up shots, and I was saying that she's forcing it right now. But going right back to Satu, I will go right back. Honestly, to me, I think she's our best player. The defense that Arike is going to have to deal with between Jackie Young and Chelsea Gray out there, which they were doing a lot of switching, rotating out there on that. I'll stay away from that. Satu, the matchup, love it. Sitting at 10-2, I will go right back to Satu. Tierra McCowan, I'm going to go right back to her as well. Sitting at 9-4. She only played 23 minutes. I know, 18.5 fantasy points. This probably is the Dallas Wing homer in me. Take it, don't take it. Tierra McCowan, they cannot stop her. When she was out there, she was actually rebounding. She was getting the putbacks. She just picked up a bunch of ticky-tacky fouls, and that's what she has to not do. One of the things for sure, the guards have to actually help out and stop trying to go underneath the screen. Fight to go over the screen, so the way Big T is not having to drop. I'm not even. They just got to make some adjustments, but yeah. They got to make some type of adjustments right there in regards to that. Arike, that's your GPP option, GPP play. I'm not messing with her. She dropped 27.75 fantasy points. That's cool and gravy, but I don't want to go back to that. Natasha Howard, this is your other GPP option. If you're not going to play Satu, go down to Natasha. If you're not going to play Tierra McCowan, go up. Go to Natasha as well. She's got a decent matchup, but in all honesty, she's just been in a little bit of a slump. If you can actually get her, she's looking for her shot, but her shot's just not falling. That's been her big thing right now. It's just been looking very iffy. Crystal Dangerfield looks like they still got her capped around that 20-minute mark. Like, she's not playing over 20 minutes. So you can go to her as a possible option. Maybe coach might finally release that range and let her play, because we do need to get this dub. We need to get the win. She didn't look bad out there. Pretty good getting her mid-range shot, but she is getting bodied going up against bigger guards in Jackie Young, in Chelsea Gray, more physical. They're bumping her around, and she's not doing too much out there. We did see a lot of Odysseia Sims. She can hold her own. On the defensive side, she's not too bad. She's a little wild with it, but her upside is there. It's all right. I don't mind going back to O. We see that she is going to at least get about 15 minutes inside the playoffs right now. They're playing her. If she's going to come out there and she can actually play within the offense, don't mind that. That's a decent value play that you can go to. Right now, I will say we can go back to a walk if you want to, but I'm going to just temper my expectations. I'm hoping that the Wings make the adjustment with the bigs and we don't have to see too many minutes for a walk or Maddie. Hopefully, both of our bigs, Tierra and Kalani, can keep themselves out of foul trouble. I'll go right back to Kalani Brown, especially she played 14 minutes and gave us 17.75 fantasy points in that time that she was out there. She looked pretty good. So really just higher on our actual bigs. I'm not going to mess with a walk or Maddie. I'm going to mess with Odysseus as the one that I'll take back off the bench again. But other than that, that's going to be it for Dallas. Going over to the Vegas side, as always, 1 through 4. Play them, do what you do. Kelsey Plum, if they got her 3-point attempts up, again, sitting around 6.5. Let's see. Yeah, take the over. She's hit that every single game going up against us. That is free money. Free. I will tell you guys, like I said always before, the one big adjustment that we have to make as the Dallas Wings, stop going underneath the screen. If they stop going underneath the screen, it'll help. We might actually limit some of their 3-point attempts, but we go underneath the screen all the time. But Kelsey Plum, take the over 6.5 threes attempts. Which of the 3 wings would you take for rebounds? 7, man. You always put me in some of the worst spots for me to have to respond, because I'm going to go with my gut, with my take of what I'm on. I'm on Tierra McCowan to actually have a bounce back game and play more than 18 minutes and actually get her rebounds and everything that she can get out there. I'm going to go right back to her. That's who I would actually take for that. That's what I'll go with. is Tierra McCowan if I'm taking rebounds. She was right there, but again, she got in foul trouble. She picked up all those fouls, and her minutes were just really limited, and that really kind of stunt what we were doing out there as a whole with that. But I'll go right back to Big T as for that one right there. Jackie Young points and rebounds. She's been grabbing a lot of boards lately. She's been actually grabbing a lot of boards, and she's been dishing the rock a lot. If you notice, whenever she does get that rebound, she will push the ball up the court, look for that outlet to Asia. She'll sometimes get that easy bunny, boom, and that'll count for her assist right there. So I actually don't mind looking at Jackie Young. What do they have her rebounds and assists at? But her points and assists, that's a good one as well. I don't mind that. Let's see. Rebounds and assists. Where's it at? Oh, they got to send at 8.5. Don't mind that. Don't mind that at all. I wouldn't expect another 17. Maybe something close to like 8, 9, 10. We're in that range, but that's not a bad one right there as well. But the points and rebounds, that's not bad for her as well. All right, ranking the Las Vegas Aces. So I said it in the whatchamacallit, inside of the space talks, was it always just comes down to, do I have to play Asia? Do I have to play Stewie? That type of thing. That's the question that we have to ask ourselves. Do we have to actually play them? She dropped 56 fantasy points when she was priced at 12K. She's priced at 12K again. She has to score at least 50 for me if I'm going to play 12K for her. Like, that's all that matters. You have to at least get me 50. She's showing that she can do it. I won't mind going back to her, but I will say there is merit to get a little different. You can't come off of Asia if you want to, but the correct play and correct call, play Asia Wilson. That's how that boils down to. Going down to the guards, they have Plum still priced down at 8K. At 8.8, she was at 8K in the last slate. I'll go right back to Plum. It took her a minute before she got hot. She dropped 36.75 fantasy points. A lot of that was in the second half. In that third quarter, she went nuclear, went on her own little run. I will go right back to Plum once again, sitting at that 8.8 price tag. Jackie Young, to get different, she's priced right in between Chelsea Gray and Plum. This will be your GPP option. This is how you get different. You go up to Jackie Young. That's what you can do. And then Chelsea Gray might be the lower owned out of all of them. She really hasn't had to do the takeover mode like what we've seen before in years past with her in the playoffs. This could be a spot where we could actually see Chelsea Gray take over. Again, she has a matchup going up against Dangerfield until they pull Danger out there. She can back her down. She can do whatever she wants. She can get what she wants out there. That is one of those places you can go ahead and you can get different with right there. Let's see. What did you say? Now Stewie was off last game and still dropped like 18. Would you take her points tonight since she got MVP? I would take Stewie's. I don't want to take for Stewie. I'm seeing there's a lot of people on Stewie. I'm seeing a lot of people on a lot of stuff for Stewie. And whenever I see the community on something, I normally fade it because I just don't want to follow the chalk. I always hate following the chalk. I'm seeing a lot of people, they are on their the 3 points made, 1.5 3-point made. She hasn't made it at all so far in the playoffs. Maybe she can actually come out here and make it here. If I'm going to take anything, I'm still banking on maybe some bad games from her. I'll take the field goals missed. 10 field goals missed if I'm going to take something from her. Of course, they don't show us if she's actually cleared it, but maybe that or her rebounds. I know they got crushed on the glass. She could do a little bit better on the glass. That might be one that you could possibly look at, but I'm not messing with too many Stewie props tonight. Arike assist or Arike points? Arike assist. With Dangerfield not actually playing as many minutes, Arike's actually had the ball in her hands and has been driving and trying to actually look for her shots. I actually don't mind taking the 7.5 3-point attempts because they're going to need her to actually try to hit those shots and hit her shots. They got her right now sitting at 5.5 assists. Maybe won't be bad. But all right, you all got any other questions and stuff for me? Because if not, I'm just gonna go on another rant of how Breanna Stewart, there was no reason that she should have won that MVP. None whatsoever, man. That is bogus. That is bullcrap. It's just best cheap options tonight. So you might have missed it inside the first game, but I was saying Having a fuss at kids in the background. All right, so for me, cheap options, I like Heidemann from the Connecticut Suns. Heidemann, especially sitting at that 5.7 price tag. Of course, a lot of people might try to go to Harris, who's sitting at 5.5. You can get 200 cheaper, but Heidemann, love it. 5,700 went out there, had a pretty decent game, 23.5 fantasy points in 33 minutes. Can only possibly go up from here. Really do like that. And then Rebecca Allen was another one for her price tag sitting at 7.3. I consider that also pretty decent value. For the New York Liberty, I'm on Laney for that 7.9 price tag. She went out there, she laid a dud. No one's going to want to go and actually play this. Sitting there, 7 fantasy points. I'm going to do my best to actually build a line using nothing but the starters. And that's what's going to actually make me have to play some of these players that you normally are not going to want to play. Those players that we're looking to go, oh, let's find the bench, the cheap value. It's the playoffs. These starters should actually be playing a lot of these minutes. It's only 40 minutes that they're playing. So I am going to go with Laney right here as a value play that I can go. But I do like Courtney Vandersloot. There's no reason why she only played 28 minutes, was the most productive player that they had out there on the court. Courtney Vandersloot, still don't mind it. If you can get up to the 8-4, go ahead. But Laney, I just got the feeling she's just going to be sneakily just low owned when this is probably a spot she's at least going to go out there and give me about 25 to 30 fantasy points. I'll take that from her. For the Dallas Wings, Sims, best value option at 5K. We're seeing that she's going to at least get over 15 minutes in the game. If she can go out there and she can at least give us a fantasy point per minute, I will take it. So I don't mind going to that. And then for the Las Vegas Aces, nobody. I will not take anybody, not even off the bench. It's 1 through 4. That's it. I'm not playing Stokes. I'm not playing Clark. I'm not playing Bell, Coates, not even playing around with Colson. None of that. That's it. So I was seeing some mess that they were saying that the reason why Stewie might have got it this year was because they couldn't give it to her last year, which I just still think that's some bogus. That's bullcrap. That's just bogus. It doesn't matter. I said at the start, it doesn't make any sense, especially she carried the team without Brianna Jones. She took her team to making the number 3 seed. Number 3 seed. 3 seed. She had 6 triple doubles a season, doing stuff that typically guards do. Top 3 in assists this season. Only forward in the top 3 in assists, by the way, for the season. On top of that, averaged a double-double. Has a very high defensive upside. It's the list can go on and on in regards to her. I mean, shoot, even when you look at it in the Commissioner's Cup game, let's even backtrack it, because I seen the blurb that they put up. Matter of fact, let me see if I can't find this blurb, because this is what kind of irritated me too when I had read this blurb about what they were saying for her. That's still crazy though. She had the most first place votes and still just lost because of the second place voting. That's just still wild and crazy to me. I really do not understand. Look at this. Look at this right here. 2-time MVP, 2-time WNBA. Bro, that is crazy. All right, here we go. Stewie averaged 23 points per game, 9.3 rebounds, 3.8 assists to lead the number 2 Liberty. She didn't lead shit. To a 32-8 regular season record and a Commissioner's Cup championship in her first year with the franchise. All right, so Commissioner's Cup, I will also say with that, Jonquel Jones was the better player in that game. And again, I will say Jonquel Jones was the better player for the whole second half of the season. Breanna Stewart went ghost. She went ghost for majority of the second half of the season. Let me see. Alyssa Thomas. All right. So let's look at ATs where she pops up at. All right, points per game. Breanna Stewart. Cool. 23 points a game. I'll give you that. Rebounds per game. AT sitting up here at 9.9. Breanna Stewart, 9.3. Assists per game. Courtney Vandersloot, Chelsea Gray, Courtney Williams, Natasha Cloud. What are all those? Guards. AT, the only forward, the only center, 7.9 assist. That's ridiculous to me. Brianna Stewart, yeah, she's up here for the blocks. Of course, you're big. You're much bigger than AT. I'll give you that one. Steals per game, she beats you on that one. Field goal percentage, neither one of y'all are there. Jonquel Jones is there. That's actually really good. 3-pointers, surprised that Brianna Stewart, she's not here for 3-pointers made. She's not there for 3-point percentage. And for some reason, she is up there for 44.1 fantasy points per game. And Alyssa Thompson sitting at 37.8. I don't know what fantasy point thing this goes off of, but yeah. But yeah, it's been Jonquel Jones. Since Jonquel Jones has been getting the minutes, it's been Jonquel over AT, hands down. I mean, not Jonquel. It's been Jonquel over Stewie, hands down, hands down. Whenever they're both in game, both playing, both getting the amount of minutes, Jonquel Jones has been more productive than what Brianna Stewart has been out there doing. I don't see how you can even fathom that. Like, the girl is playing on the team with just DeWanna Bonner. Yeah, okay, you got Rebecca Allen, but Rebecca Allen's like a low B, C tier player. Tip Hayes, she's like a very low B tier player. When she's healthy, yeah, she might be up in the upper echelons of a B role player, but that's it. You got Heidemann. She's trying. Like, she's good. She's a height, but she's not, whoa. When you compare the rosters, I mean, even minutes per game, all that, it's just, nah, man. I don't understand. The voting is that junk was weird. That's weird. I don't understand it. Didn't get it. That's crazy. But hey, I'm not gonna hate. I'm not a hater at all. If you guys didn't believe me on the voting, yeah. See, it was the second place voting is what really screwed AT. She had it. Third place voting, that second place voting, that difference, that huge difference that she got right there, that killed her. Yeah, when Sabrina is locked in. See, I know y'all watch the WNBA. Dan, Seven, I know y'all watch it. These voters, man, I have no clue. That's crazy. It is, but that's the thing. I don't think AT won any end of the year award at all. At all. Because you gave Asia Defensive Player of the Year, which deserved, very well deserved. I understand that one. AT got nothing. So unless the script writers are gonna say, "Hey, the Sun are winning the championship this year, and AT is gonna win MVP of the finals," that might be what it is. Yo, go ahead, put those votes in now. That the Connecticut Sun are winning the WNBA championship this year. That's what's gonna happen. Everything's gonna balance out correctly. The Sun are winning the championship. That's what it is. That's what it is. They're beating my Dallas Wings in the finals. That's what it is. That's crazy. All right. Anyone got any other questions in regards to anything for the WNBA slate for tonight, things like that? I'm gonna actually go ahead and kind of build out. I'm gonna build out my core. This will be the same core I'll put up on the Patreon, but I'm gonna go with exactly what I was talking to you guys about. I like this stack right here of Laney going on with Jonquel Jones. I think that the upside, Laney's upside, I just feel like it's there today for the slate. I really do. I feel like it's there. And then just trying to figure out who I want from the second game. Really, more than likely going to end up going with McCowan. Leaving with 7-6. My run back from the probably going to play my cheap value. My cheap value is probably going to be Heidemann on the day. It's probably going to end up going with, which is going to be with 8-6. And then I just got to make some options and some decisions for that last forward slot and then my util spot right there. But GPP core, of course, it's the playoffs. I kind of don't know why we're still playing cash. If we're playing cash right now, they got 10K up top to first in this. So I'm trying to win the 10K. I ain't trying to split it with none of y'all. So, all right, guys, that's going to be it for me. I'm out of here. I'm about to go cook some ribs and chill and watch some TV with the kids. Hopefully you guys cash out. You guys have a nice day. Man, it's just crazy. But peace.